Namaste, magicians, and welcome to Soul Horoscope SuperScope Weekly Report. My name is Witecki, your Sensei to Sirius joy. Thank you for logging in and watching. It's such a pleasure to be of soul service. This is a SuperScope because it's designed to serve more than one soul. It serves all of the Step 7 personalities. That is, if you have a Pisces rising, or of course if you're a Pisces, and if you have Venus in Pisces, I have a love segment later on in the SuperScope for you. So where are the fishies? Well, we are wrapping up actually, stepping into a new attitude, and this new attitude is crucial to your growth really for the next 8 years or so. It began with a solar eclipse, and it began with a new way of thinking. Now this might have been clearing out bad thoughts, clearing out negative thoughts, pessimistic thinking, might have been clearing out old legal cases that are finally out of your mindset, and it might be being more mindful of other parts of you, such as your intuition or your emotions or things like that. But whatever it is, we wrap it up this week and step into that new attitude, and that attitude is essential for what we're going to do following that. But this is, in my opinion, the overall approach to our tone in our mind. So setting that tone. And for those of you who are messengers yourself, those who are on camera or write or blog or anything like that, you'll probably be stepping into a final tone for your work for the next year. So this is a tone in that regard as well. And this tone really sets the tone for everything inside of your soul. So they say thoughts become things. Well, that's true in the sense that the tone your mind takes with yourself is the tone you take with everyone in life. So you're setting that tone. Then later this week, we move into the Sun in Gemini, and Pisces Risings now dig into emotional foundation. This might be a little bit of an exploration of childhood, and there might be some anxiety because at the exact same time, Mars will go direct. So masculine energy on Earth is going to shift into gear right when Pisces are trying to settle down, just putting it out there. And you'll be exploring where there are really, frankly, issues with your fundamental emotions, feeling secure, not feeling secure, things like that. But we still have, in effect, a grand cross as we start this week, and we have we have Mars retrograde for the first 2 days. This grand cross for Pisces represents being pinned down in 4 areas or being challenged to change in 4 areas that will set you free like a bird into a new, I believe, life. Now, going from across the horizon here, Uranus on screen left, which just crossed with Venus, this is you trying to innovate your value or bring in money, to put it simply. And I have a happy news for you. When it comes to drawing in abundance, you got over the big threshold last week as Venus crossed Uranus, which means hopefully you are opening up to giving and receiving in new ways, or simply from new resources, new directions, new revenue streams, new ways of being paid. Mars, on the other hand, retrograde in Libra, has been a battle with where to put your foot down, how to draw boundaries, how to protect yourself, where to enforce yourself, what's right, what's appropriate, what's balanced, what's fair. I'm happy to report that this week that will finally move forward. If you've known all along what it is but haven't been able to put your foot down, you'll have the strength. But be careful, everyone on the earth is putting their foot down at the same time. Then from north-south, Pluto to Jupiter. Pluto retrograde says there will be no new advancements with your reputation in society, no new groups of friends, so to speak, coming in, but you'll now fill in with all the newness you found in the last 6 months. So all the new territory of branding and changing and putting yourself out there in new ways and new neighborhoods and new markets for those business Pisces, you're going to find now that you fill in those markets. But what is blazing ahead forward is Jupiter in Cancer. And this is really your heart, what your heart wants, right? And so this month, with the attitude setting the tone, it's very important because it's all adding up to the heart. You set a mental tone that sets for emotional balance. Emotional balance sets for joy. These are necessary for serious joy in order to maintain serious joy. And so when it comes to stepping into joy, this is really where Pisces and Pisces risings are being invited into with Jupiter moving ahead. In fact, this week the universe will ask you to commit to a certain inner joy or a certain vibration of joy. And that's the fundament really of law of attraction. You have to first kind of create that furnace of love in your heart, hold it steady like a hen sits on an egg, and you begin to law of attract then the elements or resources necessary, especially when you're in a Jupiter transit. All right. So moving ahead to the Grand Trine. Oh, I keep doing that. Wrong button. Moving ahead to the Grand Trine, as you step into your inner child, this Grand Trine says that Saturn retrograde, as long as you maintain appropriate emotional boundaries, when it comes to your beliefs, not like going off in different directions, staying focused on what you know you have to learn and focus on, then what will happen is your overall ego and pride in the world is going to change. Probably this week. You're going to decide this week that, gosh golly, you're something different. And it is an I am statement because it's in the house of ego for you. So that means that you're going to say, you know what, I'm healed or I'm not sick, but there'll be a new I am statement by the end of the week. So this week, the real important, powerful shift. On Sunday, we open up over the weekend with any kind of tests of social attachment, tests of friendships, maybe being called to let go of old friendships over the weekend. Then the moon moves into spiritual tests for you. And actually on Tuesday, when Mars goes direct and masculine aggressive energy shifts forward for the first time in weeks, this is an energetic shift. We're at the very final test of the sun in Taurus, and the moon is in Aquarius, which means it's a spiritual test for you. So you'll be spiritually tested Monday night to Wednesday morning, just putting that alert out there. And the spiritual test is to hold your potential faith. Now, God also gives us a yod pointing to Saturn, which means this is really a test of your beliefs as well and your philosophy. So practice what you preach Monday through Wednesday, basically, is the advice. And then basically the moon moves into Pisces, your sign, Wednesday night. So you'll be feeling much better. In fact, Thursday is the second day I want to point out this week, which is just that as the moon crosses over Neptune, Neptune is at step 7. Step 7 is a purebred number for Pisces, so that's spiritual miracles that open up. So really follow your intuition on Thursday. Follow your nose like Toucan Sam and the Fruit Loops commercials Thursday and Friday and see where it leads you. It might lead you to something really profound, especially with Mars now direct by the end of the week and pushing things forward. Now, Mars direct might mean that you're kind of randy or that intimate relationships suddenly take a sudden turn of events. But whatever turn of events they are, it will be something you were anticipating, I'm sure, Pisces Rising. Now, this week to wrap up is you're going to trust and manifest that new tone and attitude, one that is good for your emotions. And as we shift into emotions, really by the end of the week, you are exploring how well you feel grounded or not grounded. And that may mean that you go through a little bit of spiritual turbulence in order to determine that you need more cushions in your life. Now, what about those people who have Venus in Pisces? Well, for Venus in Pisces, it's a profound week too. Last week, Venus crossed over Uranus in Aries, and so there was a change of strength or change of giving and receiving. That's what Venus is, giving and receiving. So an innovation, change, or breakdown of giving and receiving when it comes to values. So in essence, you're raising your prices as far as what you're worth in love and everything. And so you want to love yourself more. You want to treat yourself like you're worth more. And if you are a single Venus and Pisces person, it's time to up your prices. If you're in a relationship, it's time to up your prices each individually, actually. They'll combine to snowball a little bit later, but not in this particular stage. So focus on yourselves individually. But I think you might be feeling yourself in a whole new market if you do things correctly, whatever that means when it comes to human dating and capital. So that's Venus and Pisces for this week. So I do want to point out that the Megascope monthlies are available for immediate download at soulmart.me. These are phenomenal 30 minutes, go very deep, and go into longer arcs and deeper stories of what Pisces and Pisces Risings are doing this month. They also are the way I stay on the air, so I appreciate in advance for those who do purchase. Definitely watch yours if you have purchased one, because I do talk very deep about this shift of Mars direct. And if you've ever wanted a reading with me, good news, I've got a special right now. It's 2 half hours for $99.99, and you can book in advance for the whole year of 2014. So come reserve your date now while supplies of Witecki lasts. And lastly, if you are on YouTube, we ask please subscribe to our channel, or if you're on Facebook, you can share us with your friends by navigating to soulgarden.me and liking our page, and announcing we are now casting contestants to join for some fun on the air with me for a show called Astro Gossip. It's basically a Google Hangout that we record talking about astrology. So if you're interested, go to astrogossip.com. All right, Pisces, that's all I have for the week. I'm super excited for everyone on Earth, including you. I think the Pisces are going to come out. I bet you Pisces will be on the prowl with Mars going direct in the 8th. So we'll have to see that too. But I'll see you in 7 days. I love you, and live, love, be.